Hi, in this video you're gonna learn how to install, edit and use animated titles pack for Doozy UI. It's quite easy and they're quite useful for different reasons. You can use them for notification purposes, you can use them for menu titles, you can use them for loading screens, and even for your in-game, if you're developing a game, to show small information for area name or level or whatever other things that you will find useful or that pertain to your particular use case. All right, so I'm going to install one or two packs and I'm going to show you how you can customize them and how you can use them to have fun and to implement them in your projects. Right, let's get started. So I have a clean Unity project with Doozy UI already installed. You have to have it installed before you add the packs. And I'm going to go to Window Package Manager and let's install the first pack. So Animated Titles Minimalist 1. The install takes around 20-30 seconds depending on your system. And of course, if you already have downloaded the pack, it's only a few 20-30 megabytes and that's it. And all the animations are, unlike most animations that are used for UI in other systems, these are, they use relative values. Okay, the first pack has been installed. So basically an animator in Unity, in Mechanim, uses absolute values. So you said you go from 100 to minus 300 and so on. But if the resolution changes, or if the items change, or the object changes its position, well, these absolute values are no longer okay. So basically you need a way to use relative values and recalculate your animation. This is the main advantage of using these types of animated titles. I've just installed them, by the way. So whether you change the text, the font, the text size, or maybe their layout, the animation will adapt. Even if the target device changes its orientation for portrait to landscape and back, or the resolution, again, the animations will have to move to different positions and they will get calculated by Reactor. Let's get started. So they get the animated titles get installed under assets, Doozy, or wherever you move your Doozy folder, animated titles, and here I have two packs, Minimalist 1 and 2. Of course, you have the prefabs and the menu item, the UI menu integration. Why do you need the integration? Well, each pack has 100 titles. It's pretty hard to know which one you want to use, and just dragging and dropping them and seeing if you like them and so on for 100 times just to preview all of them, it takes a lot of time and effort, and yeah, you shouldn't, just don't do it. I've just installed this. Let's see the Minimalist one. So you'll see you have a demo scene. I'm just gonna open it and I'm just gonna start it. So right away here you have some keyboard controllers. If you're using the new input system, you can show and hide, so you can preview them like that, or you can use the arrow keys and yeah, just autoplay and leave it be. And here you can see the title number and name and number, and how it looks in real time. Yeah, just gonna maximize this. So yeah, this is how you can, let me hide my face. So this is how you can control this. Let's say I want to see this and I wanna reload it. Let's see, show and hide was arrow down, all right? So I can arrow down, yeah, so like that. Or maybe if I want to reload it, I think it was space, yeah, so I can reload with a different title and it will always work. Yeah, let's move to another one. Yeah, let's see how this looks. Let's reload it with a different setting. right? Let's go for this one. Yeah. It just works. All right. So this is each title pack has this demo scene that will help you play with them and see them in action. But when you're working, you really don't you wanna have an overview of all of them, and this is where the UI menu comes in for the previews. So I'm gonna exit play mode. Let's just create a new scene. Create, right? And yeah, let's play with the UI menu a bit. Even though I've just installed them, they will not appear in the UI menu because you need to regenerate the UI menu. Basically, you need to do a search. The UI menu needs to search your project for UI menu items. You've just added new items via these packs, these animated packs, but there isn't an automated system to search for them because you don't use it this often, and it would make no sense to consume your computer's resources just to check are there new items. So you need to click the regenerate button that my head is right now hiding. Let me move it. So this is the button you're looking for, regenerate the UI menu. I'm gonna click it, and what this button does is it does a search for your entire project for UI menu items and adds them to this database, to the menu. This is a pretty fast process. It's already finished. All right, one more thing. The previews are loaded on demand. This means that they're generated when you open them, and if you enter and exit play mode, they will be destroyed. This is the way this works, and there's a small delay when you're loading it because loading textures is done on the main thread in Unity. Unfortunately, we cannot do it right now on a separate thread, not to lock the UI, but hopefully in the future we will be able to do that and save you these precious few seconds that it takes to load the previews. So right now, when I will click minimalist 2, it will take a few seconds to generate the previews, and they will be available until we enter and exit play mode. All right, so I just clicked it, and it will take a few seconds depending on your system for 100 previews, animated previews, to be generated. There you go, now I have them, and now I can move from one to the other. Just know that when you enter play mode, they will get destroyed. That's because of due to serialization and deserialization. So here you can change the size of the preview just so you can have either an overview, and you can right click just to zoom on one, or maybe two, if you want to check them out. All right. Or you can just have them bigger. And how do you preview? You preview them, well, you move the mouse over them and the animation will automatically play. If you click on them, they will be added to your scene. More specifically, if you don't have nothing, what is the case right now, well, they will be added under main canvas. It will get created. But if you have something selected, a rect transform, they will be a child to your target. I'm going to show you right now. One more bit of information that is quite useful. These colors are not random. They are color tags. Basically, each color represents an animation type. For example, green means that the title will come from the top. So let's get this one. It came from the top. Purple means it comes from the bottom. So it comes from down, right? Blue, or this cyan, comes from the left. And of course, the red one, or whatever color this is, it comes from the right. So basically, just by looking at them, you will have an idea what type of animation you will find. All right. So if I'm looking at this one, for example, this one I know it's gonna come from the left. There you go. This one from the bottom. It's a bigger animation. Again, from the right and from the top. There you go. This, if it's not a color, it's usually in the center or something like that. So right, top, bottom, and left. Oh, sorry, top. Yeah, and bottom. This was the left one. Yeah, there you go. All right, let's add one and let's customize it. Let's select one from here. Which one do we like? This one from the bottom. I don't know. So many. Yeah, I'm gonna go with a simple one. So I'm gonna select this one. All right, I've just clicked on it and a canvas has been created. An event system has been created. Now, the first thing, we need to check the input system because Unity uses the old one by default. And in this project, I have the new one enabled. So I need to replace the input system. All right. Now, I really don't like to have, although this canvas is set to screen space overlay, my personal preference is to be with screen space camera. So the camera is here and my canvas is here. I really don't like this setup. So although I know it's more efficient in some ways, but you cannot sort it. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I'm going to use screen space camera. And this is my title right here. All right, wherever I put it, let's say here, this is what it will show and hide. And I'm not changing animation or anything. And of course, you can also preview in the editor with the newest version of Doozy. So hide and show. There you go. But you can also do it in play mode. Of course, that's where it should work. So hide and show. We need a background for this to continue because the contrast is really not that great, and I would like to show you better how this looks. We will change colors, we will change fonts, we will change title size, and we might even change animations if we need to do that. All right, so I'm gonna create a background. So let's add an image. Let's sort it like that. Let's make it as big as its parent. And let's make it dark. So let's say 20, 20, 20, never full black because that doesn't look good. So now we have our title. Even if I take my title and I say, I want to have it here, as you can see, the animation adapts. This isn't the case if you're using animators. Now let's change the text and I'll say my title. As you can see, it changed its size. Let's move it here. And now we can preview the animation. We can, of course, change the text size. So let's go to 40. Let's make it a bit smaller. Let's change the line color to something like that. And now we can preview it and it will work just the same. What else can we do? Well, we can change the spacing. So everything is native to Unity inside here. It's just properly set up by a designer, and you can change different types of things. So let's look at this line. For example, it's anchored to the bottom. So if I change the bottom here, I can change the spacing between these two. Of course, the animation will work. So even though you changed some properties, this works. Let's say I want a thicker line, say 8, right? And I want this to be, let's bring it back close. Let's say 8. And let's say 32. And let's say 64, something like that. Well, now you can use it like that. Of course, the animation will adapt. So this is one of the main advantages of using these animated titles, because they are already configured to work regardless of the circumstances they're in, right? Let's pick a different title. And I think I'm also going to show you a menu. I'm going to show you how you can use them inside the menu, just so you can see how easy it is to implement them and create something nice. So let's actually do that. Let's create a menu. If you're not familiar with Doozy UI, now you will see how to create a simple menu and add an animated title to it. All right, let's select something that looks good. I like this one. It's going down. Yeah, I'm gonna use this one. All right, so this will be my title for my menus. So I'll say main menu, and I'll say single player, for example. Yeah. So this will be my single player, and here I'm gonna say main menu. Maybe I'm gonna say let's just add some lines, something like that. Let's see how this looks. Yeah. Actually, I want some text here. What should you put? Animated title. There you go. I really don't like the size because actually let's adjust the size. First, let's change this canvas scaler, scale with size. Let's go to full HD. All right, now it's a bit better. I don't think I want to change the size. And I want I want my menu to appear right here. All right. Actually, yeah. Let's make it appear right here. So let's anchor it. Let's say 128. And let's also set a custom start position. Let's say hide. All right, I like it. This is my animation. And now I want to create a way to switch from one menu to another, right? So I will need two views, two titles, of course, one title for each view, two buttons to switch from one to the other, a graph to define the UI flow, how we move from one view to another, and a graph controller to activate our graph. It sounds like a lot of things. It's not. Let's add our first thing. So I'm going to create a container, a UI view, a simple view. So this will be my main menu, for example. I'm also going to create some databases just so it's easier to work with like that. So this is my, let's open the database and say demo, my main menu. Let's add that. And I also want to have a settings, something like that, right? So now I have two view names. All right, so I'm going to use here and say demo, main menu. Let's rename it. And I want this to simply fade in and fade out. So for the show animation, I'm just gonna remove the move and I'll say fade from custom value 0 to custom value 1. Just fade in. And of course, I also want a fade out. Again, I'm gonna say from start value, from start value to custom value 0. So let's preview it, hide, show. There you go. And I also want to use I'm going to kill the title because I'm going to use this one. And I want this color to be my background color, just to have it a bit nicer, something like that. All right. So this will be my main menu. I'm going to use this title for my main menu title. So I'll say demo, main menu, and let's just rename this game object. And this will be my title. You can have more than one view. All right, and now what I need is a button to go to another view. So I'm gonna add here a UI menu, a simple button, nothing fancy. And here I'm gonna say, let's make this something like that. And here I'm gonna say settings. All right. And now I need a database. I'm gonna use it demo, and I'm gonna add a settings and one more button to go back. So a back button. All right. So here I'm gonna say demo, settings, rename, and now I have my settings button. And that's pretty much it. So this is my view that can hide and can show. Yeah. So, and my title that can hide and can show. All right. I like that. I'm gonna move it here. I'm gonna duplicate and I'm gonna create my settings menu right here. And this will be my settings menu. And this will be my settings title. I'm gonna rename and say this is my title. And let's change this to settings. Actually, I think I want to have a different color scheme here, just so we're, let's go with this one, settings. And for the background, we'll do the same, something like that. Yeah, and let's go a bit darker. Yeah, perfect. So now I have my main menu and my settings, and my settings should have my back button. All right, so this will be back. Let's just change the label. Okay, so now I have 2 animated views, 2 animated titles, and 2 buttons to go from one to the other. I do not have the logic. They do not know how to act. So this is what I'm gonna do now. You will see in 2 minutes, about 2 minutes, how this works. Maybe 1. So let's save this scene. I'm gonna say demo. And now I need a flow graph to define the UI flow. So from the main menu to the settings and back. That's it. One of the most basic UI flows. So create Doozy flow graph. Let's say demo flow graph. Double click, open Node. This is the start node, the first node that gets activated. And we need to say, okay, which node should be the first node after that. And I'm going to use the UI node. I'm going to connect them. Come here. And now I'm going to say this is my main menu, just so I can identify it. When I enter this node, so basically when the graph is activated, this is the first node that gets activated, that we enter into. And when you enter, I want to show the main menu. So I say demo, main menu. When we exit, when we leave this node to any other node, I want to hide the main menu. So on exit, I'm going to say demo, main menu, hide. That's it. And that's the logic for this node. One more thing, I need to say, okay, how do I exit this node? Well, it's very simple. When I press this button, so I say UI button. And what's this button's name? Well, if I select it, you're gonna see it's demo settings. So the category is demo, the button name is settings. So if I'm this view, if I click this particular button, it will follow the route that leaves from here, right? So I'm gonna say demo settings, and that's pretty much for this particular node. I need one more for the settings. So I'm gonna say go into the settings, and this will say settings menu, just so I know what this is. And when I enter this node, I want to see the settings view. Of course, this will also show the title. And when I exit, when I go back to the UI menu or whatever I'm going, I want to hide the settings view. And one more thing I need to do, connect the back button. And I do that by enabling this. This is a special functionality inside UI flows, basically going back. So when you press escape or the B key on your controller, or a button called back, this will work. All right, I have my views, I have my buttons, I have my UI, my flow graph. Now, the only thing that is missing is a way to activate this graph, and that is a flow controller. So basically this defines how they are connected, but this is only a diagram without connecting it to a controller. This is not active. This is a logic that is not functioning. All right. So one more thing I need to do here is go here and say node. Where is my node? Flow controller, and connect this graph. What I forgot to do, I forgot to hide these at start. So I will say instant hide. All right. So I'm gonna open Node just to show you what's happening when we enter play mode. When we enter play mode, this node will get activated, then it will go through this connection, and this node will become the active node. When this node becomes active, when we enter it, it will show this view. When we press this button called demo settings, it will go through this connection here. When we exit, so before we exit, it will hide the main menu. Then it will enter the settings. It will show the settings menu. And when we click the back button, it will hide, and we'll do that over and over again. Let me show you how it works. Let's enter play mode. So right now we will see the main menu animated. I think we have a problem here, but we'll solve it. And we can go to settings and back. Right? And this is how this works. Of course, I can also click escape. So settings, and I'm clicking here the escape key, and it went back. All right, let's see what happens to what happened to the titles. So main menu title. Yeah, we need to, so if we set the position is right here, we need to move it up a bit. Let's say 128, yeah, and say get position. So I know it has to be 128. All right, so let's move it here, and for the settings we say 128. That's it. Let's enter play mode and let's play with this. So now we have this menu, and it looks a bit better having these animations than not having them. Of course, you can just not use them if you do not like them. We can also do one more thing. We can parent them. So let's say the main menu title can be inside the main menu, and the settings inside the settings menu. And let's say set, and let's say here set. And now we can see them this way. And this is how it looks. And of course, you can imagine you can create all sorts of things. So this is how you use the animated titles. You can take advantage of all the systems. I didn't write a single line of code. I did it all by clicks. And yeah, it's pretty easy. Let's say I want to add some other titles. So I don't know. Let's change the title with something else, right? So I'm gonna actually I'm gonna leave them for now and select a new title. UI menu, animated titles. Remember, we entered play mode, so they need to regenerate. Usually you do not change titles all the time, so this matters only when you're selecting. All right, so which one do I like? Let's say one from the top. Let's get one from the second pack, because this was from the first one. Again, it needs to regenerate. All right, and yeah, let's use this one. Perfect. I don't know where it is. There it is. All right, let's anchor it here. -64. Let's change the color to this color. All right. And here I'm going to say main menu. There you go. And of course, we need to say custom start position, get position. I'm going to say demo main menu. And let's also rename it and say title. Perfect. Let's delete this one. And let's copy it. Let's paste as a child right here. Again, I'm gonna say move it here, set position -64. Here I'm gonna say settings. Where is the text? Settings. Let's also change the fonts, right? And let's use this color. I'm just trying to make it nicer, more pleasing to the view. And let's say here settings, right? And let's kill this. Right. So now if I enter play mode, let's enter play mode, we have our new titles. Settings. I think we have a bad animation. Let me check the animation first. So hide, show. I don't like that it's showing from the bottom. I really hate that. What can I do? Well, I can change the animation. Let's do that. So show. Actually, hide. I like the hide. I hate the show. I want to show from the top. Move from the top. Show. Yeah, this is what I want. Perfect. So I'm going to copy this component. I'm going to copy this animation and I'm going to paste it here. Paste component values. Much better. All right. Let's say instant hide for both. Yeah. And now we have a more pleasant animation. There you go. Settings and back. I did one mistake. The settings view name is wrong. It should be, did I change that? Oh yeah, I changed the target. View settings. Am I doing this right? No, I'm not. Did I do something wrong? So hide, show, perfect. This is the settings. And this is the main menu. Perfect. Yeah. There you go. So now you have a different type of animation. Let's say you want to make the menu smaller. You can do that. I'm going to select them both. And I'm going to change the font. You can even preview the font like so. So let's say I like, I don't know, this one. And I want to make it smaller. So let's say 60. And now we have our new animation. And maybe I want to move them down a bit. So let's say move around here. Yeah. Let's say minus to 60. And again, I'm going to say get position. Yeah. And let's enter play mode. And now it's better. So this is how this pack works, how you can change things and create your own interesting menus with just some simple animations. I hope this tutorial helped you out and you got to see even how to create a simple menu with just a few clicks. I know it's a bit longer than expected, but in order to get deep into how to use them, this is the way to do it. All right, thank you very much. See you in the next video.